Hi students, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to do this video to fully explain your DSM project to you. This project is your honors assignment. It is a signature assignment and it is a project that I wanted to take a little extra time to go over and explain. So it exists in its own module. So if you remember when I gave you the misconception project, the first half of the semester, once you scroll through, as you can see here, scroll past week 16, I'm over here in modules. You'll see the misconception project, and right below it, and it's also the very last thing in modules, is this assignment here. So when you look at it, it looks like there's a lot of different things going on, but this is the actual assignment itself. A lot of these are either examples or links to the DSM. So the DSM stands for the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, and that is what this assignment is about. I also want to point out to you right here, this assignment comes with the opportunity to earn up to 10 extra credit bonus points. This is not a requirement of the assignment, but you can interview someone who either has the diagnosis, knows somebody, a parent, someone who has further deeper information about the diagnosis that you are researching. You can choose to interview them and you can use these interview questions as a guide. You can video, with the person's permission, video the interview and submit that to me. So again, I just want to make sure you know this is extra credit. It is not a requirement of the assignment. So let's look at the assignment itself. So for an overview of this, the learning outcome for this assignment is to really, you start identifying terminology used in the study of psychology. There are the marketable skills on this project are of course plentiful because you will be doing a lot of different elements to make this happen. Now, here is the caveat, if you will. I intend for this to be a collaborative assignment, which means that you can work in groups. I know we're a very small class and I know we're online. So that poses some interesting dynamics when you do group work. So if you choose to work in a group, by all means, identify some classmates in this class and y'all can pair up. I had originally put 4 to 6 members. I don't think that's doable with our class size. So probably 2 to 3 in a group would be ideal for the size of class that we have. Or you can choose to work on your own. And the reason I am allowing that work on your own option this go around is because of COVID and also because this course was moved to an online format. So I still want you to do this assignment, but we'll have some adjustments to how I originally intended it to be. So what you're doing with your group or by yourself is you're choosing a diagnosis from the DSM, and I'm going to show you. This is what the DSM is, and it's in the 5th revision right now. So it's a very, very thick book that includes all recognized psychological mental disorders. So because again we're online, I have provided to you in the module links to the online version of that. So that's how you can still work with the DSM even remotely. So you're going to go through the DSM and choose one diagnosis from the DSM that you will research. So you're narrowing it down and you're just choosing one. If you're working in a group, then everybody in the group is doing the same one. If you're working by yourself, of course, you're choosing your own diagnosis that you want to research. Not yours as in you have it, but in the one you are wanting to choose. So that's step 1. Step 2, or excuse me, in step 1, what you'll want to do is use the DSM and make sure that that is the resource you use to get the diagnostic criteria from. Additionally, and because you're all doing different diagnoses, and because they're some are extremely complex and some others we know more answers about, what I want you to do is go through and really research that diagnosis. I encourage you to use peer-reviewed journal articles, but you don't have to only use those for this assignment. So your research, while it needs to include the DSM-5, it can also include any other resource, okay? Just make sure that scientific and solid research. Then what you're going to do is provide any possible causes, symptoms, treatments. Again, your diagnostic criteria does need to come from the DSM. So that's what step one is really an overview. Step two is what I'm calling the client's voice. So in step one, your information is coming from research. In step two, I want you to go out and ideas where you can find this. Social media, blogs, self-help groups, support groups, etc. Movies that accurately, that's the key here, accurately portray that diagnosis. I want you to find information that helps, and your audience are your classmates, okay? I want you to show them through this client's voice what it's like to live with that particular diagnosis. So again, be creative, be purposeful in how you portray the diagnosis through the viewpoint of a person with that diagnosis, okay? So I'm really looking for you to be, pulling in clips. And in the past, I've had students who've actually gone to self-help groups. I know that there's a lot of online presence for groups and so forth. But of course, just get a perspective of what it's like to live with this diagnosis. So, and then any other information, again, these are the must-haves, or the things I want you to look at, but then of course you can broaden it and specialize it based upon the diagnosis that you're researching. And then what I want you to do is put together a presentation. And in your presentation, you have a 25-minute, and because we're in Zoom, these will need to be recorded. So if you do a PowerPoint, you can do, an actual video. If you are working with a group and your group feels comfortable and y'all want to present, I can certainly let you into a classroom. If you're on campus and you feel comfortable coming to campus, you can use my classroom and actually record your presentation that way. So there's a lot of things that we can do here. But what I want you to do is put together, and the max is 25 minutes. You may be able to do it, especially if you're working by yourself, in less than 25 minutes, but be thoughtful about that. I really want to make sure that we hold it no more than 25 minutes for the presentation. So what should be in, and here's the grading rubric here. So again, that step one is right here. I want to see that you're an expert in understanding that diagnosis. So providing any information about that diagnosis, certainly including the DSM-5 criteria, making sure that you are very comprehensive in your overview of teaching us. Make the assumption that we have never heard of that diagnosis before, and how would you explain that to us, okay? So that is a big chunk of your points right there. I'm looking for visuals in your presentation. I'm looking for knowledge. I'm looking for breakdown of complex ideas. So make sure all of that is in there. Then you need that client's voice piece. Again, this might be a video clip. This might be maybe if you are working in a group, you want to do a skit to show what it's like to live with that diagnosis. There's a lot of creativity that is allowed in this client's voice discovery. And then, of course, the details. What am I looking at here? These are the things like, did you accomplish the goals? Did you go above the goals that I've asked for? The goals being this criteria I've talked about. Were you knowledgeable about your assigned diagnosis? If you're working in a group, I'll look at your level of participation. I'll look at the visual aids, and then of course I will look at your citations. So anything that you use, and that can be a slide at the end of your presentation. So I bumped the due date back. If you had looked at this previously, I bumped it to, I had it on a Monday. I bumped it to that Sunday of the week. So it's due December 5th. Final exam are the next week. So what I will do is when you turn these into me, then I will pull them out and put them, since you're uploading a file for me, I will pull them out and put them into a discussion so that everybody during final exam week can check out each other's and learn from each other's presentations. So let me go back to the module so we can go through and talk about what's in that module here. So you have a couple links to the DSM. I think I turned this one off. I think this is the one, and it's the newest and greatest and should be working for you. So that is the link to the DSM. You have examples. Now, I will be honest with you. You're the first class that I've done this assignment in a 100% online course. So I've done it with face-to-face classes, I've done it with Zoom classes, but I have not yet done it with a 100% online. So congratulations, you're the first class to do that. But I have given you examples of what we did in Zoom. I've given you examples of what we did face-to-face so that you can still have those examples to learn from. So you have a couple examples here, and more than likely I will add to it, but I just kind of want you to see the layout of what they did. So if they presented them live to us, then of course you're going to be missing the explanation of them teaching us. And then I want to remind you that you have the option to do extra credit, which would be interviewing someone who is very familiar with this diagnosis. And that may be something you also, even with their permission, I want to make sure that that's clear. You may want to actually even use that for the client's voice. If you video their interview with their permission and you want to show us that for those client voice points. So lots of options here. As always, I would love the opportunity to meet with you. If I had you face to face, you would be required to meet with me about this assignment so that you felt comfortable and knew what to do. Since we're online, I still very much would like to set up a Zoom meeting with each of you so that I can go through this and explain it to you. So please reach out to me so we can do that. Again, just to kind of recap, this is all in modules, very last item in the modules. This right here is where you will upload your presentation to and where all of the elements of the assignment as well as the grading rubric can be found. You have your examples in here. Make sure to provide a references page which lists out the references that you used. Please don't call it Works Cited, that's MLA. Make sure that you're doing APA citation for this project, and absolutely reach out to me if I can help you. You have the option of working individually or in a group. That's completely up to you. But if you are working in a group, I want to know that ahead of time so you can just shoot me an email to let me know that you're working in a group. So have fun with this. You will hopefully find this very interesting. I want you to understand how psychological disorders work in terms of specific diagnostic criteria, and then how to find more information about these diagnoses. So good luck with this. I look forward to your work. Have a great day.